All right, hey guys. Here talking about factoring out the greatest common monomial factor, which is the greatest common monomial factor. It looks like this. It's very similar to when you guys did the greatest common factor. So when you did the greatest common factor, you looked for the largest value that both terms were divisible by. In this case, the greatest common factor of this would be 8, right? Because 8 divided by 8 is 1, 8 divided by 16 is 2, so it goes into both of them. When we're doing this, remember guys, monomials are things like this, right? Or that, right? Monomial is one term, so you're looking for one thing that both of these terms have in common. So what's the largest thing that both of these have in common? Well, in this case, it's a 10. So what I do is I just show the step like that, and whatever I put on the denominator, I pull outside like this. And the rest stays inside. So this is your answer. All right, if you're asked to factor out the greatest common monomial factor of this, it would be 10. Okay, and the way it works is if we take 10 and we multiply it back through, we should get back to this original answer, which we would. And again, when you're entering your answer, this is how it should be entered on the computer. No spaces here, 10, then a parenthesis, then x minus 9, close the, or x minus y, sorry, close the parentheses, okay? So greatest common monomial factor. Look for the largest thing that you can factor out of both terms. What do they both have in common? All right, I'm gonna go over a couple more examples with you. And again, there'll be an assignment for you guys on Edge Elastic over this topic. All right, 4x squared minus 4x. Okay, so what do these have in common? Well, the first thing, they both have a 4, and they both have x's. But in this case, there's only one x here, and there's 2 here. So all we can do is take out, you can only take out the number of x's that match. In this case, there's 1 and there's 1. So we're gonna write 4x outside here. All right, so what's 4 divided by 4? It's 1. What's x squared divided by x to the first? Well, remember our exponent rules say that when you have this, you subtract. So that would just leave us x to the first, or just x, okay? And then what's anything divided by itself? 1. So your answer for something that starts like this would be this at the end. 4x times x minus 1, right? And again, when you enter this answer, don't put any spaces between the x and the parentheses, all right? Okay, and then we've got one more type, and that's one that might involve a couple of variables. So 5p squared q plus 10q. All right, so what do we notice first? Well, I look at 5 and 10. Is there a common factor there? Well, yep, 5 goes into both of them. Okay, are there any p's here and here? Well, there's just 2 here and none here. Is there anything else they have in common? Well, they both have a q. So we're gonna write the q down there. So whatever's down here, again, remember, this is what you're taking out. 5 divided by 5, q divided by q, what's left? P squared plus q and q cancel. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that would be our answer by taking out the greatest common monomial factor. We would just write 5q times p squared plus 2. All right? Okay, I want you guys to go ahead and practice. There'll be 5 or 6 problems for you guys to practice like this. Do your best. Always write whatever monomial the greatest common monomial factor is on the outside. Then start your parentheses, no spaces, right? Then p exponent, if there's an exponent, plus or minus, whatever this is, close the parentheses. Okay, if you have questions, email me, all right? Okay, keep working hard, and let me know if you guys have any issues.